Paul, who was heading the recruitment wing of police sub-inspectors. With that, let's in fact move on to our next news. Breaking news coming in at the moment. In fact, the ED has initiated a money laundering probe against the Chinese mobile company Vivo. The Chinese mobile manufacturer Vivo and its related companies are now under the radar and under the scanner as far as the ED is concerned. Probing, the search is underway at around 44 premises linked to that particular company, the Chinese company Vivo, and also related companies. The IT had searched the premises of Vivo last year over allegations of tax evasion, and now 44 premises are being, in fact, they are being searched. This is in regard to the ED. Again, the Vivo company, the Chinese mobile company, is under the scanner, under the radar of the ED. They were investigated last year as well, and that was in connection to tax evasion. This time around, it's not just Vivo, but even related companies to Vivo are under the scanner. 44 premises are being searched. To get more on this, we have my colleague Arvind Gunasekar joining us. Arvind, the ED now getting after the Chinese mobile company Vivo.
Yeah, Divya, the Enforcement Directorate has initiated a money laundering probe against Chinese mobile manufacturer Vivo in connection with the money laundering probe. So what our sources are saying is that the agency taking cognizance of FIRs that have been filed against Vivo, that's how they have registered this money laundering case. So after registering the money laundering case, the agency is currently conducting searches at around 44 premises of Vivo and also related companies across the country. So the search operation started today morning, and the agency is currently searching the offices and also the manufacturing units and also the distribution units of Vivo across the country. So in total 44 premises of Vivo and also its related companies, sister companies and also subsidiaries are also being searched by the agency. Last year also the Income Tax Department had also initiated a similar kind of search and seizure operation, wherein they also conducted searches at Vivo at around over a dozen premises, and also that particular case was in connection with an alleged case of tax evasion. And after the completion of searches, Income Tax Department had issued notices to the Vivo asking for a tax assessment, etc. But in this particular case, it's purely a criminal case based on the FIR that were registered, and the Enforcement Directorate has initiated this money laundering probe. At the completion of the money laundering searches, we will get to know what has been seized, but the agency sources say that they want to proceed ahead with this case, and then very soon we can expect the agency to issue summons to the executives of Vivo.
Right, so 44 premises, in fact, that are being searched, Arvind.
Yeah, there were almost 44 premises of Vivo, not just Vivo, its subsidiaries, its related companies, and also its manufacturing units and also distribution units across the country are being currently searched by the Enforcement Directorate. So agency registered this money laundering probe some time back, and then now they have initiated the search and seizure operation across the country. So almost 44 locations, including the main, the headquarters of Vivo and also its distribution units, etc., are being covered under this particular search operation. So the top executives of Vivo are also under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate.
Right, Arvind, we'll keep tracking the story and keep coming back to you for more on that. Thank you so much for getting us those details. Moving on, Zee News anchor Rohit Ranjan has been detained by the Noida police over a doctored video of Rahul Gandhi. A complaint has been lodged in Noida Sector 20's police station against Zee News and two of its producers. The police has detained anchor Rohit Ranjan now in that very case. To get more details, we have my colleague Sukirti right outside the police station in Sector 20 of Noida. We also have my colleague Sunil Prabhu joining us. Let's first go to Sukirti to find out, Sukirti, at what time all this happened. Apparently very early in the morning when they reached the journalist's house.
Well, yes, it all started unfolding at 5:30 a.m. when the Chhattisgarh police reached the Ghaziabad residence of Rohit Ranjan and then showed him the arrest warrant and tried to arrest him. But Rohit Ranjan sought help from the Ghaziabad police, which then intervened in the matter, and they tried to prevent his arrest by the Chhattisgarh police. Ultimately, after a heated debate between the police teams of both of these states, the Ghaziabad police ultimately took him to an unknown location, but it later came to the fore that his custody has been handed over to the Noida police. So a complaint has been registered at the Noida Sector 20 police station against Mr. Rohit Ranjan and against two producers of Z. He's been detained in the same case over the doctored video issue. At this point of time, Mr. Rohit Ranjan's exact location is not known yet. As far as laws and rules are concerned here, once he's been detained, he's supposed to be presented before a court within the span of 24 hours. When and how that will happen is unclear at the moment. But there has been, even on Twitter, Raipur police tweeted saying that they were never supposed to inform the Noida police in the first place, or they were never supposed to inform the other state police in this situation. And even after they informed, they also showed an arrest warrant. And if Mr. Rohit Ranjan has to say anything, he can keep his defense before the court and he should cooperate in the investigation. However, there is also a statement by the Raipur SP, Mr. Prashant Agarwal, who in his statement has said that the accused was forcibly taken away by another state police, and that they obstructed the process of arrest that was being carried out despite the fact that the arrest warrant was shown by the Chhattisgarh police. So clearly a cop versus cop situation again, this time over the arrest of a journalist.
Right, Sukhi, thank you so much. We also have Sunil with us. Sunil, police action over doctor video of Rahul Gandhi. And this, like Sukhi was explaining, there's also been a police face-off between the Ghaziabad police and the Noida police, and finally he's in the custody of Noida police.
That's right. In fact, the Congress officially saying law will take its course. They have filed a complaint, and on that basis an FIR was lodged, and they would like it to take its logical conclusion. Their role ends there, but definitely for them the focus is not about the journalist, but about the former Minister for Information and Broadcasting, who is accused as number one, Mr. Raghavendra Rathore, who first deleted the video and then once again uploaded it, which was clearly fake in their viewpoint, and that is why they have filed the FIR wanting action to take place. So a lot will have to be seen and how this plays out, but definitely for the Congress the focus not so much of the journalist and the news agency which put it out, but more about the BJP former BJP MP as well as former Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Mr. Raghavendra Rathore, who they have named as number one in that police complaint, which has now gone into an FIR, and the court has issued a warrant of arrest.
Right, thank you so much, Sunil, for joining us with all those details. We also had Rohit Ranjan put out a tweet saying that Chhattisgarh police is standing outside my house to arrest me without informing the local police. Is this legal? This was before all this took place at about 5:30 this morning, and the Raipur police also replying that there is no such rule to inform. Still, now they're informed, and the police team has shown him court's warrant of arrest. He should in fact cooperate, join in the investigation and put his defense in court. That is how the police is reacting, in fact, to the journalist, Z News journalist, who has been taken into custody. We have Radhika Khera, a spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. We also have Aashutoshsrivastava, advocate from the Supreme Court, who is also with us. A very good afternoon. Let me take my first question now to Radhika Khera. Radhika, a journalist who's apologized for a doctor video that was used on the news channel has now been arrested. What are your thoughts? How would you react to this?
See, first of all, that video that was run on prime time on a national channel, which has viewership all over the world, in millions of people in the country watch that channel and follow that program. Now, they went on to use a doctored video, and it was a pre-recorded program, and I'm sure the journalist anchoring that show, who has the police at his house, and I believe he's been arrested, I am sure must have done a little research before he went on to record, which I'm sure all journalists do when you go on to record a show. Yet he went on to record that show. That show played on prime time. 24 hours later, they issued an apology, but the damage was done. For 24 hours, all BJP leaders, all ministers, or the entire WhatsApp propaganda, the entire 2 rupee troll army, put out that fake video, spread it across the country, across the world, saying that Shri Rahul Gandhi ji has come out in support of SET. And who are they talking about? A national channel is talking about a man who, as an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, saw his grandmother die. He came back home from school and saw his grandmother dead. He came back after studying when he was young, He lost his father to terrorists. He has suffered at the hands of terrorists. He's lost his family at the hands of terrorists. And you are talking about him being sympathetic towards terrorists? Is this the kind of journalism that this country actually needs? Are they an independent news channel? Are they actually journalists, or they are just a propaganda running channel of the government? The damage is done. That video is everywhere. Most of the people think that maybe Rahul Gandhi ji has done that. Who is going to be responsible for that? That fake news, by just apologizing, coming out and giving out a video and saying, oh, we apologize after 24 hours, the damage is done. And why does the journalist have so much problem if the police is there? If he is not wrong and he has, that was doctored and he did not know, as he says, he was unaware, he should go and give his clarifications to the police, join the investigation. If the court has issued some summons, he should be okay with it. If you are in the right, what do you have to hide? Why do you have to come out on social media like this? He knew that the video was doctored, and when this came out in a couple of minutes after the show was played, they should have immediately run an apology. What stopped the channel? A channel like Z News runs 24 hours. They have a team, in-house editor, everything running there 24 hours. If there's a big breaking, they come out and break it. What stopped them for 24 hours to play that apology? And again I will repeat, who is going to pay for the damages? Who is going to compensate for the damage in the fake news that has been spread across the world? That video clip which is on almost everybody's mobile. Who is going to be responsible for damaging reputation of Sri Rahul Gandhi ji? Who is going to be responsible for the kind of hatred that is being spread in this nation already? As a journalist, as a news channel, you have to be very responsible in what you show to the people. Who is going to be responsible for all that? If there is going to be any, and you know, as it is, the country is living under this umbrella where there is so much of hatred being spread and soon everywhere, from social media to WhatsApp, everywhere. And what is the national channel like Z News doing? Adding ghee to the fire. It's shameful.
Let me just get in Aashutoshsrivastava also in at this point. Sir, if you could also share your views about this arrest of a journalist that took place at about 5:30 this morning when the police did reach his house, and this is in connection to that doctored video of Rahul Gandhi that has gone completely viral.
Yes, I have seen that news. Obviously, this is a part of investigation which the police will be doing it after interrogation and everything. Now, if we consider the legal part of it, if we consider the Criminal Procedure Code and some of the judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court, like in Sandeep Kumar versus State or Mr. Basu's judgment, Supreme Court has given certain guidelines for arrest of a person out of the jurisdiction of the local police where the FIR has been registered or the warrant has been issued. If the police has to arrest directly or to go to investigation into some other state, it has to get the permission of their seniors, and then only can go and investigate the matter in other state. And secondly, that the person who is to be arrested has to be arrested with the assistance of the local police, and the accused person is required to be produced before the local court, the local magistrate, and a transit remand has to be given by the concerned magistrate where the person or the accused is to be arrested. And after getting that transit remand, then the person can be taken to the other state where the FIR is registered or the warrant has been issued. But what I understand in this case that there are certain rules and procedures which were prescribed by the Supreme Court, prima facie it seems has not been satisfied or has not been followed. So there should not be, India has to be a one country and every state has to be treated equally. If FIR is registered in one state, the state police coming and arresting someone without following the procedure of law, that has to be seen in the right spirit actually. Everybody wants justice in this country. If something wrong has happened, obviously the police is there to investigate, the courts are there to look after and to provide justice if anything wrong has happened.
Right.
So obviously it is too early to say anything. Let the investigation be completed and the report be submitted so that the court can take a final call on this.
Absolute face-off between the police of Ghaziabad and the police of Noida, and eventually he is now in the police station of Noida. We'll have to wait and watch and see how that pans out. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details.